today's mindful moment. Ever feel like, there's this constant chatter in your head? Like somebody's always second guessing you?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What if I told you that voice isn't you?
Hmm.
That's what we're looking at today.
Okay.
In this deep dive, we're going to be cracking open The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer to explore this idea.
Yeah, it's a really wild concept that he brings up.
Yeah.
He goes straight into this kind of messy internal world that we all have.
Right.
And he doesn't try to
Sugarcoat it.
yeah, sugarcoat it. He compares that voice to a roommate.
Oh.
And this roommate just never shuts up.
Oh, yeah.
And they always seem to want to sabotage your happiness.
It's so relatable, though.
Right.
I mean,
we've all got that inner critic.
We all have that inner critic going on.
Yeah.
But, okay, so if that voice isn't really us,
Right.
then who are we?
So Singer challenges us to rethink how we define ourselves.
Okay.
He says it's not about your job title or your relationships or even your past experiences. He says instead that our true self is consciousness.
Okay.
It's that awareness that observes our thoughts and emotions.
So we're not the actors in this play.
Yeah.
We're the audience watching it.
Exactly. And
Got it.
here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Singer suggests that this awareness
Mhm.
isn't actually confined to
bodies.
our physical bodies or even our thoughts.
Wow.
It's something way bigger
Okay.
with the potential to tap into this infinite energy.
Okay, now hold on.
Yeah.
Infinite energy. That sounds a little far out there.
Yeah.
Is that even possible?
Well, think about it.
Go ahead.
Those times when you're super joyful
Uh-huh.
or excited, you finally reach that goal you've been working towards forever.
Right.
Or maybe you fall in love.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're just burning with energy.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Right.
It's not like you just magically started eating your vegetables.
Yep.
Or sleeping 8 hours a night.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Right.
It's like there's this hidden energy source inside us
Yeah.
that we only tap into every once in a while.
And Singer argues that we actually block this energy
Hmm.
most of the time.
How? How are we doing that?
By resisting uncomfortable emotions.
Ah.
Every time we tense up or shut down or try to push those feelings away.
We're cutting ourselves off
Yeah.
from this energy.
Exactly. Over time, these
Oh.
blocked patterns create something called samskaras.
Samskaras.
Yeah. Think of them like energy imprints
Okay.
of past hurt and traumas.
Oh, so we carry those with us.
We carry them with us.
That's kind of a disturbing thought.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just that they happen, it's that we're holding on
You're holding on to them.
to that energy.
It's powerful.
It is powerful.
And it explains why some people just seem to get stuck
Mhm.
in negativity or self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Singer compares these samskaras to barnacles
Okay.
that are encrusting our spiritual heart.
That's a very vivid visual. But why do we resist these emotions in the first place? It seems kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, it is. It's a natural protective mechanism.
Okay.
Like a reflex.
Okay.
If you think about a deer freezing
Uh-huh.
when it senses danger,
Right.
we do the same thing emotionally when something feels threatening.
We shut down.
We shut down.
We protect ourselves.
It's exactly.
Makes sense in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
But if we're always freezing up, are we really safe? Or are we just trapped in this state of fear?
Right. That's the big question
Yeah.
Singer raises. He
Mhm.
says this tendency to close down.
Yeah.
It keeps us stuck in this cycle of suffering.
Okay.
To really grow,
Mm-hmm.
we need to learn to stay open, to let those uncomfortable emotions pass through
Without resisting.
without resisting.
That sounds hard.
It is. It goes against our instincts.
Yeah.
But he uses a great analogy
Yeah.
to explain why it's so important.
Right.
So imagine there's a thorn stuck in your arm. Okay.
And it hurts every time you touch it.
Yeah.
You could spend your whole life building these crazy contractions
Right.
to protect the thorn so you don't bump it.
That's what we're doing with our emotional pain. We're
Yeah.
building these defenses to avoid it.
Exactly.
Oh.
Or you could just take the thorn out
And be free of the pain.
and be free of the pain.
Okay.
Singer says that facing our inner pain head on, rather than avoiding it,
Yeah.
is the path to true liberation.
It's like we're building these houses in our minds,
Yeah.
these fortresses, to protect us from feeling anything too
Fine.
intensely.
And those houses become our comfort zones.
Right?
But the walls that keep out the pain,
Mm-hmm.
they also block out the light.
So they limit our growth.
They limit your growth.
And our joy.
And your joy.
So to go beyond this,
right.
like Singer talks about,
Uh-huh.
means letting go of our attachment to these mental models.
To these ideas.
And embracing the unknown. Exactly. It's about becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Wow.
Facing those fears and insecurities head on.
That's a challenge.
It is. It's a continuous process
Yeah.
of pushing past your limits and expanding your capacity for life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, Singer talks about this idea of transcending the tendency to close. Like when things get tough, our first instinct is to shut down, you know?
Yeah. Like we were talking about earlier, building those walls.
Exactly.
Retreating into our comfort zones.
Right. And it might feel good for a little bit.
Right.
But Singer says it keeps us from really experiencing life to the fullest.
The good and the bad.
Yeah, the joy and the sorrow.
So it's like we're choosing numbness over vibrancy.
Yeah.
Even if that vibrancy includes some pain.
Exactly. He uses the example of a deer freezing when it senses danger.
Right.
It's a primal instinct.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really solve the problem.
The deer's still in danger, just frozen.
Exactly. And Singer suggests we need to learn to do the opposite.
Okay, so stay open.
Stay open and let those emotions pass through us.
Without resisting.
Without resisting. You know, he's not saying ignore the danger.
Right.
But face it with courage.
An open heart.
Yeah.
So it's about recognizing that those feelings, however unpleasant they are, they're temporary.
Yeah, like waves passing through. They might be strong.
Yeah.
But they eventually subside.
Right.
We don't need to let them control us.
There's a quote from the book that comes to mind.
Yeah.
He says, if you can be free, even though you're having these kinds of feelings, then you're really free.
Wow, that's good.
It's not about getting rid of negative emotions,
right?
But learning to be okay with them.
Exactly. Because let's be real, life is always going to have challenges and disappointments.
For sure.
It's about building that inner strength.
Okay.
To handle those ups and downs.
So like becoming emotional athletes.
I like that.
Training ourselves to handle whatever life throws at us.
That's a great way to put it. And just like an athlete, it takes practice and discipline.
Right.
Singer talks about the importance of being aware.
Okay.
Noticing those moments when you start to close off.
So like hitting the pause button on that automatic reaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You create a space between the stimulus and your response.
Okay.
And in that space, you have a choice.
A choice.
You can either give in to the fear or the anger or the self-pity.
Right.
Or you can choose to stay open.
Breathe.
Breathe through it. Let it run its course.
This all ties into his concept of the middle way, right?
Yeah.
That Taoist idea.
Right.
Of finding balance.
Exactly. It's a core principle in the Untethered Soul.
Okay.
He reminds us it's not about indulging every whim or denying ourselves what we need.
Yeah.
It's about finding that balance.
That sweet spot.
That sweet spot where everything flows.
It's like we're walking a tightrope, constantly adjusting.
To stay balanced.
Yeah.
And when you're balanced, you handle those challenges with grace.
You're less reactive?
Less reactive. Yeah. More responsive to what's happening.
It's about engaging with life.
Yes.
From a place of awareness.
Awareness and clarity.
Yeah.
Not just letting life happen to you.
Right.
But being an active participant.
Okay.
Singer really challenges us to think about happiness.
Yeah.
It's something we all struggle with.
Yeah, I think we tend to chase it.
Right. I think it's something we can get.
Right. A new job.
A new car.
A bigger house.
Yeah.
Like if we just get that, then we'll be happy.
It's this never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
Always wanting more.
Right.
Thinking we need just one more thing.
And yet we all know people who seem to have it all.
Right.
The money, the success.
The house.
But they're miserable.
Exactly.
So what's the answer?
So Singer proposes a different approach.
Okay.
He calls it unconditional happiness.
Unconditional happiness.
It's about choosing to be happy no matter what's going on around you.
So not ignoring the bad stuff.
No.
But not letting it dictate your happiness.
Exactly. It's a deeper kind of happiness that comes from within.
And it starts with a choice.
A commitment to joy.
That sounds like it takes a lot of work.
It does. It means letting go of that part of us that loves the drama, the negativity, you know. Singer compares it to a spoiled child, always demanding attention, throwing a fit when it doesn't get its way.
We all have that inner drama queen.
We do.
So unconditional happiness is about rising above that.
Yeah.
Finding that peace.
That can't be shaken.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But it also sounds really hard.
It is.
I mean, are we really capable of choosing happiness when life is throwing curveballs at us?
Singer believes we are.
Okay.
But it's not always easy.
Right.
It requires facing those parts of ourselves.
The parts we hide.
The parts we hide, the fears, the insecurities.
Yeah.
Those beliefs that we're not good enough.
That's scary stuff.
It is. It's a journey of self-discovery and healing. But when you shine a light on those shadows,
you often discover a strength you never knew you had.
So it sounds like this whole journey to unconditional happiness is also like a journey to deeper self-awareness.
Yeah.
It's not just about like feeling good.
Right.
It's about really understanding who we are at our core.
It's about peeling back the layers, you know, like those masks we wear to protect ourselves.
Right.
And uncovering our true essence.
Okay, so Singer suggests that as we do this, we start to see the world differently.
Right.
Like through a lens of love and compassion.
Yeah.
He even uses this phrase, seeing through the loving eyes of God. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Is he talking about like a specific religious belief here?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Think of it more as a state of non-judgmental awareness, like this unconditional acceptance of ourselves and others.
Okay.
It's about quieting that inner critic.
Right.
That's always comparing and judging.
Finding fault.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing on the flaws,
we start to see the beauty and uniqueness in everyone.
Exactly. It's a big shift in perspective.
Wow.
And it changes not just how you see yourself, but how you see the world around you.
You know, that reminds me of a quote by Rumi.
Oh, yeah.
He says, out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there's a field, I'll meet you there.
I like that.
It's like moving past those rigid categories and judgments.
Yeah, that separate us.
Yeah.
That's a great connection.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing our shared humanity, you know, that common thread that connects us all.
Okay.
And Singer argues that this is true spirituality.
Okay.
Not about following some dogma, but cultivating a way of being that's rooted in love, compassion, and acceptance.
So living from the heart.
Yes.
Letting our actions come from a place of peace.
And joy.
Yeah.
Aligning ourselves with that deeper truth. That we're all connected.
Part of something bigger.
Much bigger.
Than ourselves. And that peace, that joy, it's not something we have to earn.
No, it's already there.
Right.
It's inside us.
Singer's just giving us a way to uncover it.
Exactly. He says it's our natural state.
Okay.
Our birthright.
But we've covered it up.
We've covered it with fear.
With doubt.
Self-judgment.
Yeah.
The journey he lays out in The Untethered Soul is about peeling back those layers.
And revealing
the amazing being that's always been there.
It's a really powerful message.
It is.
Of hope and empowerment.
Yeah.
It speaks to that longing we all have.
That deep longing.
For freedom, peace.
And happiness.
Yeah. Lasting happiness.
Yeah. Singer's offering us a path.
Okay.
Out of that self-imposed suffering.
Right.
And the best part is that this path is open to everyone.
That's great.
No matter who you are.
Right.
Where you come from, what you believe.
Yeah.
It's available.
So for our listener who's out there feeling lost, overwhelmed, maybe even stuck in their own inner turmoil, what's the most important thing they should take away from The Untethered Soul?
Singer's message is simple.
Okay.
You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions.
Right.
You are the awareness.
The awareness that experiences those things.
Exactly. And from that place of awareness, you have the power to choose.
To choose freedom.
To choose love. To choose happiness.
It's a call to step out of that cage of our limited self-concept.
Right.
And into something bigger.
Into the vastness of your true being.
And to find that infinite wellspring of joy and peace.
And unconditional love.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into The Untethered Soul.
It's been a journey.
It has been quite a journey exploring these depths of consciousness.
Yeah.
And this path to inner peace.
If you're feeling inspired to explore more, we highly recommend checking out the book.
Yeah.
And starting your own exploration.
We'd love to hear your thoughts, too.
Yeah.
As you journey through The Untethered Soul.
Let us know what you discover.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
There's a link to buy the book in the episode description. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share it with anyone who loves exploring ideas. We'll be back soon with another fascinating topic. Until then, keep those minds curious and engaged.